We're about to go on our first outside adventure. Hi everyone, and good morning. Well, afternoon. Today was a sick day for me, as you all know from Leisl's live video from yesterday. I had some sort of weird flu or something. I'm still not feeling 100%. I feel very weak and achy and shaky. So I haven't touched my children for 2 days. So that's about how my life is. Anyway, speaking of...
That tells you about how my life is too, since he can't touch the children.
She's had to juggle 2 of them with a leg. But this brings me to the next point that I want to document, is that yesterday I had to go deliver packages, and when I woke up I wasn't like feeling great, but I was like, if I just eat something it will be okay. And so I had yogurt and a donut, not one of the ones that Leisl made, but one that we had bought from the store. So I ate that on my way to work yesterday. And then I was out delivering packages, and all of a sudden I just had to go to the bathroom like super bad. Like you could tell that my bowels were grumbling. So I was pretty close to home, so I came home and Leisl's parents were here. And Leisl was gone because she went to church, and she had her parents come watch the children while she did her own thing at church. And it was like, not to get graphic or anything, straight up diarrhea. And I was not feeling great. So I was like, okay, it's whatever. You know, this too shall pass. So then I continued out delivering packages. Well, about halfway through, again, I had to use the bathroom super bad. And again, I was pretty close to home. So I came back, and this time Leisl was here. And Leisl was like, you gotta poop again? And I was like, I do. Again, straight up diarrhea. I was like, man, I don't feel good. So Leisl gave me some Imodium. We have some Imodium. I took that, and I was like, okay, I'm on the pill. We're gonna be okay.
I'm on the pill. We're gonna be okay. You know what that sounds like.
Absolutely. And so I go and I start delivering again. Well, all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, I just get super nauseous. And I'm like, oh no. So I'm texting Leisl throughout this whole thing, and I'm like, I don't feel well. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And it was like getting worse and worse and worse. Everything I was trying to do, it was not having it. And I was like, maybe taking Imodium on an empty stomach wasn't the best idea. But then I was like, no, it's just Imodium. Like, that shouldn't make me nauseous. But it was getting worse and worse and worse and worse. I was about to puke. And so I said, I can't do this anymore. Like, I have to call it quits. I have to go home. So I called the person who was like in charge for yesterday, which the people who are in charge on Sundays aren't even real supervisors. They're just clerks who are given like the role of supervisor for a day. And so I called the lady, and I was like, hey, this is Derek. I have about 20 deliveries left to make, but I am about to throw up. And I don't feel well at all. And so she was like, she asked someone, while she was on the phone with me, she's like, hey, do you want to hurry and go do 20 deliveries? And I heard them say, no, I'm going home. So that person clearly was unsympathetic towards my situation, didn't want to help out, did not have courage, and was not kind. I was like, oh, great. She's like, well, let me call around and we'll see if we can get anyone out there to help you. So then I'm just like sitting in the shade, doing what I can to try and get this to like go away. And for like 15 minutes, I'm just waiting, because there's no way that I could have like gone and like continued to deliver, because I was seriously about to puke. And then I get the phone call back from the lady, and she's like, so all the city carriers have already come and gone, and they've gone home, and I don't have any rural carriers who can help you. And I took that as no rural, oh wow, I can't even say that. No rural carrier wants to help you. And so she was like, so just do the best you can. And I was about to die. So I was like, okay. And I just like hung up the phone. And I sat there and I just cried, because I didn't know what else to do. There was no way that I could continue working. And then I threw up on the sidewalk. All my yogurt and donuts. And I didn't know what to do. I had a really difficult struggle of figuring out what to do. Now, I think it's important to say that I've never enjoyed being a postal worker. I have never felt welcome there. I have never clicked with any of the people. And the person that I have clicked with also wants to quit. So that's what we've bonded over. Yesterday I felt like a mule being driven to do work instead of being treated like a person. And having worked in the postal business for a couple months now and feeling that way ever since I started there, that they don't really care about me as a person, they just want me there to do the work, it didn't sit well with me. So I decided that yesterday I would just drive back to the office, leave my truck there, and say, you guys can figure it out. Now, I didn't just up and quit because I just had twins. My wife's not working. She's a stay-at-home mom. I am the breadwinner. So I know that I can't not have a job. I cannot have an income. Otherwise we will starve and live in a box, and that will not be good. So I did me yesterday. I did what I had to do for myself, and I said, figure it out. And I left, and I came home, and I was so sick, and I was so poopy, and I was just so achy and nauseous and terrible, and so I took a nap. But before I did all that, I felt really strongly that I needed to look for other jobs. Even if we are moving in 2 months, I feel that anything else would be a better direction than what I'm currently in. Speaking of postal, there's Jenny delivering our mail. And so yesterday I applied for 2 places. One is a recruiter at a security company called Vivint here in Utah. And the second is a place called Bamboo HR, which is essentially a call center job. But I actually was looking into that a couple months ago when I quit my other job at Entrada.
It's like a year ago.
Was it a full year?
Well, no, it was like August. It's almost a year though.
Yeah.
You quit in like August.
Because I was gonna try and student teach while I worked, and so I was looking into this Bamboo place to try and work and student teach. Yes. But then we just decided that I should just not work and student teach full time. So I applied for that place, and today I got the email saying that they want to do a hire view with me, which is an online interview. We did them at Entrada, so I should be okay with how those work. But there's my story. I'm quitting the post office, and I'm never going back. Now, I do have to go back a couple days this week. Hopefully this Bamboo HR gets on the ball and hires me right away, because I feel like an animal. I feel like an animal being whipped to death. I'm overworked, I'm unappreciated, and I'm very unhappy. And this is sorry, this is a long rant, and I didn't mean for it to go on this long. But this has been an issue with the previous place that I worked at Entrada. I was overworked and I didn't feel appreciated, and I was very unhappy. So much so that it was causing, like, not really contention or issues, but like I was unhappy when I came home, and at home is the place where you should be the most happy. So, and when I say came home, I worked from home. So when I would get off work, I would continue to drag those emotions into my personal life. And that's happening again, and I don't like it. And Leisl and I have talked, and we do feel it's a little bit harder because I do have my passion job, like my career is like settled, but it doesn't start right away. Like everything for this summer was just exactly what that is, a summer job before I started my career, because as a teacher, your contract doesn't start until the beginning of a school year, but then they stretch out your pay through the summer of your first contract. So, like, starting in August, I'll be getting paid for my actual career and my passion. But for these first couple months of the summer, I wasn't gonna have anything. But that's my story. And so I am going to do my hire review right now. And I am going to find another job, because the post office is not great and it's terrible. But that's government work for you, I guess. Hello? Hello? Oh, where are you going? Let's put this back in your nose, shall we?
Should we do that? What's that face?
Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. What you doing? Just hanging out? You pooping? Yep. Yep. That's a poop face. That's a poop face. Hi guys. So, update. My interview is done. Feel really confident about it. And now I just have to wait and hear back from Bamboo HR. But there are more important things at hand. Because we're about to go on our first outside adventure. Well, that's a lie, because they went to the doctor. But we're about to go to the store with both of them.
Something that will not happen again unless Derek is with me.
True. So, we're going to go to the store. We've got their oxygen packed. We've got them packed. We're ready to go. Just one more time. The narwhal seat covers. I can't get over them. What a find. What a miracle. We've done it. Okay, here we go. So I'm a very big person. Not only am I like large as in like weight, but I'm also tall. I'm very tall.
So tall.
So I don't have a lot of room. I don't know if you can tell how much room I don't have, but like these are my knees right up against the bad boy dashboard. Oh honey, look! The carnival! Guys, Art City Days is happening and the carnival is just down the road from us. So anyway, yeah, my knees are right up against the dashboard here. I mean, there's like maybe an inch worth of room up top. It's just how it has to be, right? Anyway, we're gonna go to the store because we, number one, don't have food. Number two, it's time to get out of the house.
Yeah.
I'm feeling better. I can help with the babes now.
And since we don't have to take the monitors.
Yeah, monitors are the worst of it all, I think. So we're gonna go to the store.
I forgot to tell you, when I was talking to my mom the other day about the car and how you don't fit in it, she was like, well, I'm sorry I didn't have your 1 week boyfriend come sit in the car to see how he would fit. She's like,
that's true.
We didn't know. And I was like, Derek and I knew before the first date that we were gonna get married, so the rest of you were behind.
That's true. Definitely, we were in a situation where we were dating and we were either going to get married or it was going to end tragically.
Well, I mean, yeah, I knew before I ever said yes to the first date. I said to myself, Leisl, if you say yes, you're going to marry this boy. Because if you say, well, you're either going to marry this boy or you're going to lose him as a friend. Because we were like friends. We've been friends for like a year. And we were like really good friends. And so I was like, either you say yes and you marry him, or you say yes and things end badly and then you lose him as a friend, or you say no and things are awkward anyway.
And things are awkward anyway. And at the time we were friends with this other couple. They lived below us. They moved recently. We were friends with them. And she was my best friend in college.
She was my best friend in high school.
And she was her best friend in high school. So that's how we met, is through her. And so it was kind of at that weird situation where Leisl was like, well, I either marry him or lose them all as friends.
That's true. It wasn't just lose him as friends. I knew that they would pick him over me. So I knew that if we didn't end up married, then I lost my 3 best friends. Yeah. Of course, that's not the reason I married him.
No.
It was not because I was like, well, now I'll have no friends.
Fun fact, we're actually not really friends with them anymore. So I mean, it happened the way it happened.
4 in 1.
She kept me. That's all that matters.
And it was just one of those things that, like, I remember, like, lecturing. I wasn't lecturing, but telling this girl that I worked with, like, right before we got married, I was like, don't hold out for your, like, soulmate that the world just, like, throws you together. I was like, you have to understand that, yes, like, I believe that Derek and I are soulmates. Yes, I believe our entire lives led up to us being together.
True.
But most importantly, it was my choice, because I had that moment where it was say yes and marry him or don't, and I had to decide.
Yeah.
And so I remember thinking, well, does he make me happy? Do I think we'd be happy together? And I was like, yeah, he's fun. We have fun together. We have similar interests. I'm attracted to him. Like, there were not any cons. And so I was like, why would I not say yes to this first date? So, guys.
And 1 year later, here we are. We did it, well, technically, I guess like a year and a half later.
Yeah, we started dating in November.
So there we are. There's our love story. Oh, now it's immortalized on the internet forever. I love that. Okay, well, I haven't eaten in like 2 days, so I'm starving.
Well,
wow.
You were sick.
I was. It's time. I think those are the worst types of like sickness bugs, are the ones that only last for a day and then like you're like, oh, I'm fine, like a day later.
Because then people are like,
were you really sick? Yeah. Oh my gosh, my knee is frozen because it's right up against this air conditioning. Okay, here we go. So this is the first time we've actually used this. We're gonna see how it works. Well, Lionel's throwing up and he's not feeling good. His poor little meow. It's like, oh, oh.
Baby, what's going on?
The poor cat. Oh jeez. Oh gosh, I have a face sticker stuck to my foot. They're everywhere. There's our sleeping princesses. They love to be held. Oh, Lionel. Oh, Lionel. Oh. Well, guys, as you can see, we're in bed and we're ready to go to sleep. Thanks for joining us today. The girls went on their first adventure outside into the real world.
they saw none of it because they were covered the whole time.
True.
That's not the point.
Every time we lifted to check on them, they would
like,
go. They didn't like the bright light. It's fine. Anyway, we're going to keep this short. Have a good night, evening, day, whenever you're watching this. Have a good one. Thanks for liking, commenting, and subscribing. Don't forget to subscribe to Leisl's channel. She put up a how to make donuts video today. Appreciate you. As always, have courage.
And be kind.
See you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.